As I was leaving home to go to the gym, it was still sunny outside, and so I thought I'd seize the opportunity and do my warm-up out in the open. I was doing something for the whole body, and I started off with just a few skips, light jumps, side to side, just to get the body warm, and then I was going into a few of these 1-2 drills for my penultimate step. And since I had all the space that I needed, I thought I'd do some handstands as a warm-up for the upper body that was going to focus on some overhead presses. As I'm looking at the handstand here, it's a good line. Maybe I wasn't keeping it up as much as I am used to, but still I want to take it easy on the wrist. So doing it on the grass is quite nice because if I can find a slight decline, it doesn't really put that much pressure on my wrist. It doesn't have to go into overextension since I am not really, I don't have that much mobility over there. This is another decent one. Maybe I don't have that full shoulder extension, but I really see that I can keep my low back nice and straight, engaging those glutes and keep my legs straight up and all the joints are stacked. So it was pretty good in the end. And as I'm going through a few more of these jumps, I was really noticing that sometimes I'm not really opening up my penultimate step, my right foot, as much, and so that doesn't really allow me to create much torque as I am turning into the block step. Maybe it's because when I was doing one of these on the grass, I I slipped and fall, and then I was going a bit cautious. Who knows? But anyways, then I went into the gym, and this was a reintroduction of the high pull. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I really think that this is going to help me alongside the kettlebell swings in developing good explosivity into hip extension. And this also propels the bar up into the air, and I need to use my upper back and my traps to lower it down in a good way. And then I was going straight into a superset of these reverse Nordics. It's basically a full knee, a partial knee extension from a full flexion at the bottom. They're pretty tough, and I was doing sets of 10. I did not record all of these supersets. I recorded 2 out of 3. And as a quick comment on the overhead press, as I am failing to keep up with what's coming up on the screen, is I was trying to push the overhead presses for 8 reps because I believe the last time I did 8 reps with 30 kilos. I think it was a mistake because after the 6th rep, roughly, I started feeling a bit of an annoyance inside the shoulder and I decided to push through. That was not a smart decision. That is not how autoregulation works. This is the second set, and I was kind of doing the same, thinking that I had 8 reps because the previous time I did 8 reps. I really need to listen more to what feedback my body gives me, and if after 6 reps I feel there is a bit of fatigue inside the shoulder, I should just not do anything else, because this was a lengthy session, maybe not too long because I was able to do stuff without having to wait too much, but still it was very well packed with movements and volume. So if one day I am not able to do as much volume for a given exercise, even if that's the main focus of the session, so be it, no big deal. And after 3 sets of the overhead press, I was keep going with the high pulls. So in total I did 5 sets of high pulls, and I did not do any more reverse Nordics. I stopped at 3 sets as well, and I did 2 sets of these neutral grip pull-ups just to get some extra volume in my back, unloaded in the most safe position for my shoulder. So I was doing 2 sets, superset onto the high pulls. They were pretty tough because the high pulls, while being an explosive movement, demand attention from most of the body, definitely most of the posterior chain, including the upper back. So tough stuff, but good stuff. And here I went into 3 sets of hip thrusts. This is something that I reintroduced into my program because I think that these are going to be very beneficial, especially with jumping and trying to close out that last step more explosively. In here I'm going with 55 kilos and I'm going for high reps, so 15 repetitions on all the sets. I will definitely go up on the next time because I think that as I am trying to develop strength, overloading as much as I can without not going so high in repetitions could do well in terms of progression. So I definitely have 60 kilos for over 10 repetitions. I might be going for 60 next time and see how many I can do and progress from there. And finishing off the session that seems extremely long, but when I looked back at the timing, it really took just over an hour to get everything done. I was lucky that none of the equipment that I needed was taken, and the gym was not as crazy busy. It was a Friday evening after all, so I was really able to get everything done without having to skip anything because I did not have time. So finishing off with some incline dumbbell presses. I went up to 14 kilos because the only equipment that I couldn't find was 12 kilo dumbbells. I was able to do 10 repetitions on the 2 sets that I did. Maybe it was a bit heavy, but I was really focusing on getting into full scapular extension at the top and really controlling that movement down. Overall, not as much choice on overhead press volume management, but a good session nonetheless. Ciao.